In the early 20th century, New York was a thriving metropolis, but beneath its glamorous facade lay a hidden world of deadly disease. In the summer of 1906, a wealthy New York banker hired Mary Malone, a talented Irish immigrant, as his family's private cook. Mary was particularly renowned for her signature dessert, peach ice cream, and excelled at her job. However, a few weeks after each visit to their summer home on Long Island, 6 of the 11 people in the household contracted typhoid fever, a relentless and often fatal bacterial infection. Typhoid was usually associated with crowded, unsanitary slums, so its sudden appearance in a wealthy and well-maintained mansion deeply alarmed the owners. Desperately seeking answers, they hired George Soper, a brilliant sanitary engineer and medical detective, to investigate the source of the outbreak. Soper systematically tested the water, plumbing, and local food supply, but everything came back clean. Then, investigating Mary Malone's work history, Soper discovered a terrifying pattern. Mary had worked as a cook for 8 different wealthy families over the previous 7 years, and in each household, a typhoid outbreak had occurred after her arrival, resulting in dozens of illnesses and numerous deaths. Soper realized he was pursuing a medical anomaly, a healthy carrier. Mary Malone carried the deadly Salmonella typhi bacteria in her body, yet showed no symptoms of the disease. She was inadvertently transferring the deadly bacteria directly from her unwashed hands to her employers' plates, especially when preparing raw foods like her famous ice cream. When Soper finally located Mary at her current workplace and requested blood and stool samples, the confrontation turned violent. Proud of her reputation as a perfectly healthy and clean, sought-after cook, Mary viewed Soper's accusations as bizarre, humiliating, and a personal insult to her character. She violently refused to cooperate and chased the medical detective out of her kitchen with a heavy carving fork. Soper was forced to return with the New York Health Department and 5 police officers. After a chaotic chase and a 5-hour search, Mary was found hiding in a neighbor's shed. She was arrested and subsequently taken to a hospital, where tests confirmed Soper's darkest suspicions. The city immediately placed Mary in compulsory quarantine at Riverside Hospital on the isolated North Brother Island, a deserted piece of land in the East River. Mary endured 3 years of agonizing isolation, struggling to maintain her self-confidence in court and writing furious letters detailing her innocence. She truly believed she was a victim of government persecution, as she felt no ill. In 1910, a new health commissioner finally released Mary on a strict, legally binding condition. She had to promise never to work as a cook again and to take up a different occupation, such as laundry, to prevent further infection. Mary signed the agreement and was released. However, a laundry worker earned a fraction of a cook's salary, and Mary's lack of scientific understanding caused her to harbor deep doubts about the doctor's claims. Within a few years, she disappeared from the health department's radar. In 1915, a large and mysterious typhoid outbreak occurred at Sloan Women's Hospital in Manhattan. More than 25 doctors and nurses were infected and 2 died. When George Soper was called in to investigate, He immediately recognized the handwriting in the kitchen records and identified a newly hired cook named Mary Brown. This was Mary Malone, working under an alias. This revelation sent shockwaves through the medical community. Mary had knowingly breached her contract and returned to the kitchen, directly risking the lives of vulnerable patients. The police arrested her once again, and this time public sympathy was completely gone. The media officially branded her with a lasting nickname that would haunt her for the rest of history: Typhoid Mary. Returned to North Brother Island. Mary Malone was sentenced to lifelong compulsory isolation. She was forced to spend the remaining 23 years of her life in a small hut on the island, a permanent prisoner of public safety. Although she eventually accepted her fate and worked as a laboratory assistant on the island, she never fully understood or acknowledged her role in the epidemics. After nearly 30 years in quarantine, having identified over 50 confirmed cases and 3 deaths directly linked to her cooking, she died alone in 1938. However, the true losses are thought to be likely far higher. Mary Malone's tragic story remains a fundamental case study in public health, forever illustrating the terrifying reality of invisible contagion and the delicate balance between individual liberty and the protection of society.